So, in this new lesson, we will be learning about the structure of the parliament and other factors. Now, the parliament, it is such an important part, so it must be having some structure. So, what is this structure? So, the first word striking here will be bicameralism. Now, remove the word cameralism and understand what is bi. Bi means not bye bye. Here is bi means bi by. So bi means two. So bicameralism. What is two then here? So we have two houses. Okay, two set of houses working. So how come this? Now understand. India has a bicameral parliament. Now India has a bicameral parliament. We are talking about parliament being bicameral. There is this lower house, जिसे कहते हैं लोकसभा. लोकसभा is known as lower house of the parliament, and the other is Rajya Sabha, which is the upper house. Okay, so उसे लोकसभा ही क्यों कहते हैं और उसे राज्यसभा ही क्यों कहते हैं? I will come to that point. The lower house, that is the Lok Sabha or the house of the people. Okay, Lok Sabha, house of the people, has 545 members, of which 453 are directly elected, and 2 members are then nominated by the president on the advice of the government to represent the Anglo-Indian community. Now this Anglo-Indian community part has been dissolved now, so there is no such representation to the Anglo-Indian community given. The upper house. Now first of all, what is Anglo-Indian community? So Anglo-Indian community is a minority community which, what is it actually? So for say there is this A and B person before independence. So A is a British person, B is a British, B is a British, B is a Indian one. Okay, so now not I'm talking about sexes. Okay, so A is a British person, B is an Indian person. Both have a child. That will be the C person. So that child must be living in India, but there are very few people of such sort, so they become minority. But they also must get proper representation. So this is why we have this Anglo-Indian. We had this Anglo-Indian thing. Now the upper house, that is the Rajya Sabha or the Council of States, has 233 members elected by the state legislators, that is the Vidhan Sabha wale people, the Vidhayaks, and 12 members nominated by the president for their contribution to science, literature, arts and public service. So all this. So Sachin Tendulkar was nominated to Rajya Sabha following he actually sports is not involved here, but there was this debate and president said that Tendulkar is being involved because sports is an art, so he has been taken into it. And one of my professors, Professor Narendra Jadhav, he is a Rajya Sabha member, and he has a distinguished service in the public service, member of the public planning commission, and to various posts. Even he was about to be the deputy governor of RBI, so that's why he is also there as Rajya Sabha member. Similar to the British Parliament, the lower house has a larger role in the division of powers. Lower house, that is Lok Sabha. Now I will take you why it is called Lok Sabha and why the other one is called Rajya Sabha. So Lok Sabha has 543 members elected directly by the people. That's why it is the house of peoples. And about Rajya Sabha, it is a council of states. In what sense? Those people are not directly elected by the people. They are representatives of the states. So there is proportional representation. That's why the Rajya Sabha is the house of state, is a house of states, we can say. Similar to the British Parliament, the lower house has a larger role in the division of powers. The executive government, headed by the Prime Minister, is formed by the person who enjoys the confidence of the majority of the MPs in the Lok Sabha. The Rajya Sabha has no matter to say in this. Similarly, money bills need the support of the majority of members voting in the Lok Sabha, while the Rajya Sabha has only a recommendatory role. So if a money bill is there, for example, the budget bill is there, so Rajya Sabha can only give their recommendations on it. If they say we didn't like this bill, we reject this bill, so the bill cannot be rejected. But if same said by the Lok Sabha members, then surely the bill will get rejected. The two houses have equal powers on the legislative business. Every ordinary bill has to be passed by a majority of each house. Any amendment made by one house needs the concurrence of the other. That says, even in the case of legislation, the lower house may hold an age. If the two houses cannot agree on a bill, the president may call for a joint sitting of the two houses. As each MP has one vote and Lok Sabha outnumbers Rajya Sabha by a factor of 2.2, the parties that have a majority in the Lok Sabha can get their way. So the size of Lok Sabha is 543 and that of Rajya Sabha is less. So how much is the how many seats are there in Rajya Sabha? There are 233 seats to Rajya Sabha in addition to 12 nominated members. So if there is some deadlock between two bills, so two houses come together and what, like president calls for two houses to come together and they can vote on this thing, but still the size of Lok Sabha is far greater than that of Rajya Sabha. So what happens, the Lok Sabha members from a majority party can actually get a sway on this. This is not a common occurrence actually, but with only 3 instances spread over 4 decades when a joint session was called to determine the fate of a bill. So only 3 instances happened for the last uh, not 4 decades, for the last 7 decades only 3 times this happened, I guess. So it might not be totally right. Okay, the constitution prescribes the process by which it can be amended. All constitutional amendments need the support of 2/3 majority of the members who are present and voting, and a simple majority of the total membership of each house. That for some time, so amendments ratification by half of all the state legislative assemblies. So this particular part we will be learning under Article 368, that is the constitution amendment. Now there is no provision for a joint session if an amendment to the constitution does not get the required majority. So therefore the two houses have equal powers when they sit as a constituent body on issues of accountability, with the exception of a no confidence motion which may be moved in only in Lok Sabha. Both houses have similar powers. Both have a question hour in which individual members may ask questions to the ministers. MPs may also raise and discuss issues of national importance during 0 hour or as full debates on any issue that the House may permit. Members of either House can move a resolution to amend or reverse any executive rule or regulation that has been made as part of delegated legislation. Oversight of the government is also exercised through parliamentary committees, the standing committees, committees for this, committees for that, and all. All departmentally related standing committees and finance committees have memberships from both the houses. Now, what about representation? This particular part we will take in the next chapter. Thank you.